Woohoo! You can't imagine what we're seeing. The auroras at their fullest splendor. Welcome on this hot summer day
to a new video.
We are in Finland, it's snowing outside, and today is the start of our first guided tour of the year. We're going to look for auroras, see reindeer, ride snowmobiles, and much more. So you have to keep watching, not just this video. I don't know if we're going to make a second part, but this one and the ones that come after, guys.
I got excited when you mentioned snowmobiles. They're an incredible experience. If you've ridden jet skis, imagine that times 10. But anyway, that's not all we're going to do on this trip. So you really have to keep watching to explore the happiest country in the world with us. Well guys, first of all, I want to thank you for doing everything possible to be here. I know it was pretty hard for all of us, so welcome to those who are here for the second time, and I hope the others. Let this be the first of many tours with us. Today we're going to take a pretty interesting tour around the city.
Finland is one of our favorite countries. It is a place that's a bit extreme, especially when it comes to temperature, but it also has a unique charm. Here we're going to find things that are hard to find in other parts of the world. And I think what's important is to open ourselves to the magic of being present and being aware of every detail. Thank you again for being here. We are accompanied by that divine presence, and what is coming is wonderful. I'm convinced. So let's begin. Let's begin.
Amen, let's go. Our first stop will be at the Government Palace of Helsinki, which is that yellow building you see over there in front. It's very important, of course, not only because of the administrative and political role it has today, but also because it has the oldest clock in all of Finland. And it was a place where a very important event for Finland's independence took place. You know what this is? Before it was occupied by the Russians. There, one of the high-ranking Finnish military officers killed one of the most important Russians in the control of Finland and then took his own life. And that, well, started the process of Finland's independence, and the cathedral is also spectacular. At 12 noon, you can go inside. Right now it's 11. We're going to walk around, and if the group wants, we'll come back to show you a little bit inside. On our first visit to Finland, when filming a video, we got inside. You can also watch that video on the channel. It's beautiful, but in this one, well, not only will you see tourist spots, but also the interaction with the group, and see if you want to join us on one of our upcoming trips. I want to introduce you to Elisa Bueno Eli. She's Venezuelan and living in China.
Ni hao, ni hao.
Eli, tell me, how do you manage to pay for such crazy trips? I mean, tell us about your job. She joined us in South Africa. We didn't make YouTube videos about it, but you may have seen us on Instagram. Eli, your face is there present, but tell us a little bit about your life.
First, I sell bracelets in the plaza. Just kidding.
But are they made in China or in Venezuela?
Made in China. First, no way. I teach English. I work there as a teacher. I teach English. I'm learning Chinese with the kids. I mean, literally street Chinese, and that's what I do. I also do side gigs like teaching online classes if you're interested. That's how we get by.
How long have you been living in China?
6 years.
Did you go from Venezuela directly to China, or did you stop elsewhere?
Colombia, because I'm Veneca, baby. So it was Venezuela, Colombia, Colombia.
About 2.5 years later, then to China.
Have you returned to Venezuela in the past 8.5 years?
No, look, I haven't gone back, darling, because it's been about 9 years since I went to Venezuela.
Wow, yes.
I returned in 2000 or so to get my degree and didn't go back after that.
Eli, thanks for joining the second Dos Locos de Viaje tour, and for future and past ones, It's wonderful. Our next stop is at the Presidential Guard Change. Normally in the summer there's a show and more colorful costumes, but even in the winter, look, we're starting to witness it here. I'm going to be quiet and let you enjoy the show. Well, as you saw, pretty simple, not as interesting as we expected, but that's because it's winter. In summer, I'm gonna gather some pictures here from the internet so you can see, well, the costumes and the whole show.
Why wear a swimsuit in Finland?
Because we're crazy?
Because we're adventurous and traveling. Saunas are a very popular tradition here, so much so that Finland supposedly has more saunas than cars.
So,
naturally, we had to try one of the saunas, which I think are among the most beautiful. And the tradition is not only to go into the sauna, but after the sauna, do you take a dip in the lake water? Let's see how many dare to do it. We'll find out soon.
they told us the water was at 1 degree and we've already done it in Caracas at that temperature.
But not with the environment below 0.
8 exactly.
So look, we're Latinas, we love the heat, but not this kind. I like sunny heat.
Way too much.
What's up, girls? Thank you.
What's up? Or am I just a poor girl?
Catherine?
No.
No.
She released the hot door.
Do you know what happens? There's water here, and over here are the hot stones, and the man poured water on them and a lot of steam came out. Also, in saunas, the upper part is where it hits the hardest, and we were sitting up there.
But I stood up and said no.
I don't even know how I am, but I'm here. At first it was really intense. I felt like everything was burning and my earrings were super hot. I don't know what planet I'm from, but what I did was literally just take a deeper breath and calm myself down.
But here we go.
Here we are inside another one. The 4 saunas that are in Loili, Helsinki, that's what this place is called. And if you decide to come, you have to book in advance. On our first visit to Finland, we couldn't get a spot, but this time we booked about a month in advance and we made it.
And now the craziest moment has arrived, which is getting into the freezing water. Here we go.
Look at the ladder down there.
Go ahead.
Look at the ladder.
Oh. Wow.
I think this is the time I've come in with the weather. I don't know if the water is colder, but at least the weather, I'm sure. Breathe. Give it another one.
Another one on the left. I'm going to take advantage. You start quickly because the longer you take, the more they freeze. Try to get your shoulders in. I mean, I really haven't gotten in, but staying outside to record is the worst. I mean, the worst. My feet are super frozen.
I have to acclimate a bit in the sauna and then go straight into the water. I can't. So cold, so cold. Come on, come on, come on.
You can do it, girl.
Wow.
It's so cold. Wow, oh, how beautiful.
Delicious, right? No need to be louder. She's already calm.
There we came out of the sauna. We came out of that cold water bath that was incredible, and the whole body is extremely relaxed. Right here in Loili, Helsinki, there's a little restaurant where we ordered the most traditional soup. Look at the salmon soup, and here they don't skimp on the amount of salmon. Look at this. I mean, look at how much salmon they put in this soup. It has potatoes, it has salmon, it has rosemary, and let's try it to see how it is. No, this is amazing. And the potato, the broth, 100% recommended. 23 euros for this plate of salmon soup. It's really loaded. Check this out. And here is another traditional dish, moose meatballs. Let's see how they are. I didn't order them, but one of the guys did and offered me a bite, so I stole a loaded mouthful. See?
Let's see how it is.
I like them. I mean, really? They have a slightly stronger beef flavor, but they're really, really good. Also, they have like a little cream. They have pomegranate on top. They have a little puree. No. Honestly, 100 out of 10. The moose meatballs are amazing. It's my first time trying moose and I highly recommend it. The last stop in front of the iconic Helsinki sign is the Oodi Central Library, one of the most modern in the world. It's not just a spectacular architectural project, but also because of everything it has inside. It's incredible what the Nordic countries do with their money. How do they invest it? And the library is proof of that, because inside we can find sewing machines, 3D printers, recording studios for those emerging artists who don't have the budget to pay for professional studios, guitars. I mean, there are even game rooms with PlayStation and everything because there are people who want to become gamers and here they can practice. And of course, endless books. This library is incredible. To be. I have money. That a hard drive just with the camera, I don't understand why they were stopping me. Yes. What are the excuses? Officer, it's a little camera. Look at all this. These are game rooms. Impressive, all of that. Those are soundproof studios with those walls so there's no echo and you can record professional songs. How incredible everything is, honestly, it just blew my mind. I asked, look, can I print something? He said, yes, it's free here. And I was like, well, but I don't live in Finland and all that. And he said, no, don't worry, just create an account there and that's it. On a professional printer, of course, I printed 30 pages because we needed to give a page to each tourist. Well, and between the two groups, there are 29 tourists, 28 and Valerio. We're giving them a little surprise in a letter they'll write to Santa, since we're visiting Santa's house. And I printed 30 pages. Let me show you one. Now look at me so you can write a little page to Santa. And this, along with some other little things, will be some small gifts we're going to give them, and totally free. I mean, totally free. This country is crazy. Honestly, I think it's amazing. Look at all the guitars that are available for people who want to play them. And well, just like that simple printer I used, there are giant plotter printers like that one. Or look at this and look at what they put there. Well, this one does cost 15 euros per meter, but a meter of printing is a lot. There are obviously things that cost a lot and aren't free, but most things are free or have a very reasonable price. With a good morning from the airport in Finland, we begin the third day of this tour. Well, the first day was just for arriving, did you see? Starting from the second day, this would be like the third day of the trip, but actually the second day of the tour. And today we're going to fly to the north of Finland. We're going to a small town called Kitlia, which is inside the Arctic Circle. The most famous one in the north is Rovaniemi, which is where Santa's village is. But we're going even further north because honestly, we don't feel that it's that cold. And no, honestly, it's because over there is, I think, the best hotel I've ever been to in my whole life. If you saw those Finland videos a few years ago, will know it. It's called Northern Lights Ranch, but for those who haven't, we're going to show it to you today. It's also a glass hotel where you can see the northern lights from your room without having to freeze. You could see the northern lights if, of course, the weather conditions allow it. Because you know, this is an unpredictable natural phenomenon. So anyway, I'm really excited. We're already at the airport. We're going to check in and let's go. Spanish subtitles and Spanish subtitles.
Wow, how beautiful. Spanish subtitles. Subtitles in Spanish. Subtitles. Spanish subtitles.
Subtitles in Spanish.
Subtitles in Spanish.
Subtitles in Spanish.
Subtitles in Spanish. Subtitles in Spanish. Spanish subtitles in Spanish. Subtitles in Spanish.
Spanish subtitles.
Subtitles in Spanish.
Subtitles in Spanish.
Subtitles.
Spanish subtitles.
Subtitles in Spanish. What? And you know what's the craziest part? There's no bridge, no tunnel to get you off the plane. You have to go down the stairs and head straight onto the runway. We're in the north.
What a feeling of how much I...
Does it make you laugh crazy?
Where?
Down, -28.
Well, we're the same. What?
Beauty. I'm so nervous, but I think it's excitement. Like, at its highest level, it's snowing. I feel like a little girl.
How amazing. Wow, I can imagine the number of canceled flights. This airport is so small. Look how crowded it is. It's literally packed with people precisely because of that. Look, a little husky, so tiny. 20 euros, a cute little magnet, 3 for 20 euros. There you go.
Here, we left all the suitcases organized. They're going to take them in a separate van, so when we get to the room, they'll probably already be there.
I think it's impeccable logistics. We rented the cars with Europcar, which we consider to be one of the best companies here in Europe. To rent, especially in northern Finland where you need special tires, you need really good cars. Shorten and rephrase the text while preserving its meaning. Maintain all names, places, and events. Keep the original speaker's perspective. Ensure correct and United States grammar. Only shorten by up to 17%. The prices were great. The suitcases go in a separate van, and we drive ourselves at -30 degrees. Are you ready, little girl?
I've often done things unprepared, figuring it out as I go. I think I'm ready now, so I'm doing it.
Do it scared?
And here we go, my friends. We ended up renting these Mercedes-Benz Vito vans. They're really nothing special. What cutting-edge technology? Going back to basics. I was looking for the lever to see where to put it in drive and all that, and look, it's just like the old cars. Do you remember the Capri being right here? I tried to defog the windshield but accidentally put it in neutral, so crazy. But honestly, they're super easy to drive, these go. And even though everything is absolutely covered in snow, driving has been pretty simple. Right now, we're at -29.5 degrees. These extreme temperatures are crazy. We're on our way to the hotel and have about 15 minutes to drop off our things before heading out. Tonight we have a special dinner to share more about later.
We've arrived. Test drive completed. The cars are obviously prepared to handle this terrain. They have steel studs that need to be put on. I mean, you basically have to change the tire in November, late October, early November, because if not, it's extremely dangerous. The ground was all snow, all ice, and it was snowing on us too, but it was fine by then. Here it's a dream. Am I happy?
I told them that we were going to have a very special dinner and that we were going to a traditional Finnish restaurant. Look at it. Here it's called salmon kami, and we'll show you how it is, Nini.
It's very cold.
Travelers, we just left that restaurant where dinner was exquisite and the plates looked like this, spotless. Because obviously you served yourself the side dishes and it cost 69 euros. It's a single price to try the salmon, the reindeer, the soups. I served myself from the side dishes you saw, but not all of them. Finland is expensive, especially in the north where costs are even higher. Even so, we made good use of those 69 euros. By the way, that's a nice number. And today we didn't have lunch, so it was both lunch and dinner. And now we came to buy a little bottle of wine, some chocolates, and then we'll head to the hotel. We'll try to look for the northern lights. And if the weather stays this cloudy, which is what tonight's forecast says, then oh well. We'll enjoy some wine in the cozy room, maybe the jacuzzi. We haven't shown it yet since we arrived at night, but want to show it tomorrow. Give you the tour the right way.
Good morning, even though it doesn't look like a good morning because everything is super dark. We're getting the cars ready. Today we're going to travel a lot. A thick layer, easily about 2 centimeters of snow, formed on the roof and on the glass.
And well,
So that it doesn't bother us on the way, we have to take the time and shake everything off.
the good thing is that unlike, for example, the beginning of last year when we were skiing, when an ice layer forms that you have to remove with this tip, like scraping it off. This was very, very fresh snow. So with this little brush, can you remove it? No. Well, and what you see over there, they're like chargers, not just for electric cars, but also because there are some cars that, to keep the batteries from freezing, have a plug here and you have to connect the cable here and plug it in there all night. That keeps the battery safe, but these cars that are super modern, super new, don't have or need that system. So now you know. Europe Car, subscribe. Travelers, today I'm greeting you with the hose in my hand. Look, we're pumping gas because the car I rented yesterday came with half a tank and today's route is long, so let's see how much half a tank is of this one. Mercedes Vito, same name as my best friend. Wow, it's already 60 euros. And after 2.5 hours of driving, we've arrived at Santa Mirren's house, the Christmas house. Do you know Santa's official house at the Arctic Circle? Here we come to be kids again. All of this is an entertainment complex. Not only is there this place where you can take pictures with Santa, but there are also hotels and restaurants. There are some activities like reindeer rides. We're going to walk around this place a little bit and share it with you. Here come some of the tourists. The tour was so beautiful, really picturesque, everything covered in snow, and as if that wasn't enough, it started snowing as we arrived at this village. I mean, tell me, doesn't it look like a fairy tale? The photo is amazing, I'll share it here with you, but it costs 45 euros. Whether you want it digital or printed, does the fine print matter or not? And if you want it both digital and printed, so that's 20 euros more, making it 45 euros for this size, which is the one we printed when we came 3 years ago. And if you want it a bit bigger, it would be 50 euros. Look at my hand to estimate the size. So this time, since there were many of us, we said no, we don't want it printed, we want it digital, and we paid the 45 euros. And then anyone else who wanted to take a picture with their family, friends, or partners Well, that's another 45 euros. What bothers me is they took 3 pictures of you and 5 of us, and we liked several. Since we look different in each, why not send us all the photos? Well, we picked the one we thought was the coolest, and that's it. We continued the tour through the extreme capitalist village of Santa Claus. Here, travelers, is where the Arctic Circle officially begins. Right behind those columns, you're already inside the Arctic Circle, so come with me to cross it. And now we are. By the way, the temperature has gone up quite a bit, but that doesn't mean it's not cold. But from the 29 I showed you yesterday, look, today it's at 14. You can see it flickering a bit, but it's 14, and honestly, you can feel it. I mean, yesterday's cold was unbelievable. You couldn't even be outside the car for 5 minutes because your whole face would freeze. But today, with enough layers, 4 layers on top, 2 layers on the bottom, gloves and a hat, you can handle it, you can handle it. We're not exactly comfortable. It's cold but manageable. After a tour of Santa's village, we headed to the cars to go to the next stop. And it's none other than a hotel built entirely, completely out of snow and ice. After a 2.5-hour trip back from Santa's village, we arrived at Lapland Snow Village, which is basically a village where there's a hotel. Everything is built with ice and snow. Look at all of this you see here, it's pure ice and snow. Right now they're going to give us a tour and show us all the places this hotel has. Where you can not only take a guided tour, but you can also The amount of detail is impressive, all made out of snow. This year's theme is called Pure Celebration, so there are different types of celebrations in each of the rooms. This refers to marriage. Thank you.
They told us the wind chill was between 0 and -5 degrees, but I don't believe it at all. I'm absolutely freezing.
Now I truly welcome you to one of the rooms that celebrate the Chinese New Year.
This year is the year of the horse, and over here you can see one of the traditional doors.
The amount of detail is spectacular.
The amount of detail is spectacular. The amount of detail is spectacular.
The amount of detail is spectacular.
This room has a carousel fair theme where the horses go around and you can ride them and all that. But here is the only room they decided to build this year. They said that last year they made 12 and over 1,000 guests stayed at a price of $500 a night, but this year, since they only made one room, they rent out the entire village. That is, if you decide to stay and spend a night in this little bed you see here, you have to pay the modest sum of $4,500 a night. What does that include? It was honestly a really cold stay, but they provide warm sleeping bags. It includes dinner, breakfast, they have a sauna, a jacuzzi, and the whole place is yours from 10 at night to 10 in the morning. That is, everything you've seen on this tour is closed exclusively for you. And where do I go? Where do I use the bathroom? It must be cold at night. Well, at the entrance, where they have the warm wooden area. There they have a bathroom where you can go and stay warm. Because sleeping in a sleeping bag in cold temperatures isn't that complicated. Yeah, actually, we've done it before, like when we climbed Pico Humboldt in Merida. But going to the bathroom, just imagine sitting on an ice-cold toilet, that's no joke.
It also includes a jacuzzi and sauna.
All of that is available for $4,500. Would you pay for it if you had it? If money wasn't an issue, would you still pay? Let us know in the comments.
And look at this other one from the Rio Carnival.
Janeiro and a little girl, and over here are the bulls from San Fermin. No, really, what an incredible place. We're just leaving Snow Village, and here I want to introduce you to Carla, a Venezuelan living in Peru. What did you think?
Excellent. All the sculptures are so beautiful. I think the work they put into each sculpture is incredible, really, the detail. I took many pictures because the detail is beautiful. Everything looked great. I'm amazed they melt it down and rebuild it every year. It's so huge, which is wild, and I like that they feature different cultures. There's the Day of the Dead from Mexico, Valentine's Day, Chinese New Year. I mean, it's really beautiful, so I highly recommend it.
Carla, what do you do in Peru? What do you work in?
I work for the United States and Canada. I'm a virtual assistant.
So,
Nothing. It's something I started last year. I've loved it because I work from home, I can go out, I can manage my schedule, and it's actually pretty fun, honestly. It lets me travel globally while still working.
I know I put you on the spot with a question because you're on camera, but would you be up for another trip with us?
Of course, 600, I want to go on every trip you guys do. So I highly recommend it. If anyone wants to join, sign up because these two are really crazy, I'm telling you.
We get really excited every time we find a Venezuelan out there somewhere in the world. And when you told us you were born in Venezuela, it was like, what? How exciting.
I was born in Caracas and moved to Spain when I was 3 years old. I've always lived there, and about 3 years ago, I decided to start traveling. I started first in Canada, living there for a year. Then I spent a year in Japan, and this year we decided to come here. The time I spent there in Venezuela with my family, I have family in Quibor and I have family in Caracas, was amazing. So I really want to go back at some point.
Tonight we manifest. We manifest to see your radiant lights in the sky.
To see your lights in the sky?
Pink colored. Green.
Green, blue.
The color you want to provide.
That you want to give us?
Even yellow, guys. Even amen.
We wake up on the 5th day of adventure, and we're about to do one of the activities I'm most excited about on this group trip. Snowmobiling. It's an experience full of adrenaline, really cold because it's not enough that, thank God, the temperature went up a little. We're at minus 17, but when you add the wind, that's what really matters to me. It's uncomfortable, even though here the company we chose gives you special suits, special boots, special socks. Honestly, you can have the best clothes, but with the wind and the temperature combined, look, there's nothing that can keep you from freezing. So they have these super thick suits, and if you want to come on your own, it's called Zafartika, just like you see it. They have different tours there, like 1 hour or 2 hour tours. We chose the longest one, which is 3 hours, because every 2 tourists share a snowmobile, so you can take turns driving for an hour and a half each. Believe me, that's more than enough. We're going to a frozen lake and we'll go into the forest. No, really, this trip is going to be amazing. Unfortunately, last night we couldn't see any auroras, even though 2026 has been declared as one of the best years for tourists. To see auroras, look at the sky even when it's cloudy. No matter how big the solar explosion you can imagine, you won't be able to see the northern lights. But this tour is so much fun that honestly I feel a little sad not to find auroras. And of course tonight, our 3rd night in the north, we're going to keep searching and we're going to keep exploring. But again, there are so many activities and so much entertainment throughout all the days that if we don't see the auroras, well, it'll just be an excuse to come back. And we try to make the most of the rest of the days to do many more things. So stay tuned because we have a little surprise coming up, a little surprise that literally even we weren't expecting. And we planned it. A month before doing this tour, none of the tourists were expecting it. And it's gonna be really, really epic because we're going to do it on the last day of the adventure, which is tomorrow. For now, let's go in and I'll show you a little bit. These are the offices of Zafartika. Over here, you can see the whole group putting on the super suits over all their clothes. Look, look, look. We look like, well, little snowmen. You can hardly move in this suit, but it's absolutely necessary. There you have the suits, the helmets, some extra boots over there, and the socks over here. Literally, we're all equipped so we don't freeze or, well, freeze a little less. Okay, now we really have everything we need. We're just missing the gloves. Here we have them. Look at these little heat packs. You have to open them and shake them, and in about 10 or 15 minutes, they heat up. I'm going to put them inside the gloves because I'll have to be taking my hands out constantly. In fact, I have some others from yesterday right there. Done. Two. Not even the snowmobile suit stops us from dancing reggaeton. And if you're wondering, right? But I've never ridden a snowmobile in my life and all that. Don't worry, because here they obviously give you all the instructions to make it as easy as possible. Obviously within what it means to ride a snowmobile, which is like a jet ski, but of course on snow, not on water. It has its little tricks, which they explain to you there, but the activity is also quite safe. Music.
Let's go. Woohoo. Yeah.
Crazy. Very cold but very fun. But very cold but very fun. Ha ha ha.
But very cold?
But very cold. But I mean, I don't know if you can see it, but my nose, I mean, it's solid, not even fleshy solid, it's frozen. Not very fun, right? Visiting Finnish Lapland is something you have to try at least once, even though this is our second time. Ayiji.
Music. We got off the motorcycle freezing and I told Emma, let's have coffee before returning to the hotel to warm up. I start looking and find one that seems interesting with 4.9 stars, so I say, look, I think this is a great option. I'm unsure, it looks like it's on the street, but that doesn't make sense given the temperature. It's actually on the street. So we are going to warm up, but only halfway, but this is amazing. Everything is done with firewood. I'm going to show you a little closer now. Music.
If you thought that crazy trips were just in the title, well, you are wrong. Because coming to have a coffee, literally, in the middle of the street, at minus 17 degrees, is a crazy thing to do.
And
it's not
a cheap coffee?
€7.
Let's see if it's worth it, because I'm still freezing.
Incredible. It's a coffee they bring from India, but they bring it in beans. They told us they buy them from small farms in India and roast them here. They have their own roasting recipe and they do everything with solar panels to keep it as organic as possible. Look at how the bag looks, and there he is setting up the coffee maker. Wow, I'm surprised Pana's fingers are worn and exposed. Those are the gloves I use in Merida.
Everything he touches is boiling, I'm sure.
That's for sure. He makes arepas and takes them off the griddle without burning his hands. But with fried arepas, he just grabs them right out of the hot oil with his hand. Now back at Northor Lights Ranch. From that delicious coffee we had right there in the middle of the street, and now it's time to show you our room. We hadn't put them away because we were waiting, trying to arrive during the day so we could see as much as possible outside. But honestly, it's getting too dark, and there are so many scheduled activities that you end up arriving when it's already kind of dark. But look how beautiful it is. That's our bed, and it has glass both on the ceiling and on the sides and in the front. The coolest thing of all is that the glass is warm. I mean, the temperature of the glass is controlled and the floor is also heated. And the best part is that there isn't. Look, let's see if I can get the camera close. You see outside, this is like a little fence. There's no other room nearby. So you can literally get naked here, take off your clothes, and you won't have to worry about, oh, someone might see me out there. No, this is totally private, and that's something I love. There are different types of rooms. The one we have is one with an outdoor jacuzzi. We'll show it to you in a moment. But here you have a general view of the whole room. Over here, there's a little kitchen that, well, we've kind of messed up. It's a bit of a disaster, but it even has a dishwasher. Because one of the most expensive things in Finland is food. So if you wanted to, you could prepare your own meals. And there you have a little kitchen, pots, plates, everything. Well, the entrance is also a mess, and over here there's this little living room, another window, and over there a huge television. And now let's go to the part of the room I like the most. But first, let me put on these slippers they gave us, which are also super comfortable. The other ones, well, mine, actually Valerie took them from me. She's taking a shower, and let's put this one on, but look at how thick this slipper is. It's amazing. All right, quickly now, because, well, it's really cold. Look, what you see here is a jacuzzi that's hot 24 hours a day. Wow, and you guys, well, you open here, fold here, and then fold here, wakata. The water is constantly at 40 degrees. You can step here, wow, and step here. How about that? Look, I recorded the video for you, and it really made me want to go in there. So yours truly is going to get changed. I'm going to move this little bench from here. Exactly. Pick this up properly, exactly, and head in there. This is incredible. Travelers, this morning we took the plane back from Kittilä to Helsinki. And when we arrived, we got ready to go to Estonia. Because we decided to do this little surprise, obviously coordinating with the tourists who wanted to do it. And we're going to visit our 70th country. We're going to Tallinn, which is the capital of Estonia, on a ferry that actually looks more like a cruise ship. I'll show you what the ship looks like inside. It leaves from Helsinki and takes 2 hours. The ticket costs 43 euros, so it's a really good price, but wow. I mean, for a cruise ship, look at this. Well, incredible, just amazing. We're going to be taking you on this last tour on the last day of the trip and showing you not just everything we see inside this ship, but also in the capital of Estonia. There's Burger King too, in case you prefer their burgers. It's really impressive how big this ferry is. I never imagined it like this. I've never been, well, neither to Estonia nor on such a developed ferry. This looks just like a cruise ship, even its structure. Remember, we were recently on the Royal Caribbean. If you watch the video, you'll see the explanation for each of the 10 floors. Look, it has 10 floors, wow. Out of all the options for lunch, we decided to go with an a la carte restaurant, which looked like the tastiest and healthiest choice. I ordered some meat, maybe some pork over there, a risotto. No. Honestly, I'm really surprised by this ship. By the way, we booked it on a website called Open Ferry, and it's amazing. I mean, this is a cruise ship. Forget about the word ferry, because the website is called Open Ferry, but this is a 10-story cruise ship. Hopefully there's an exit, because we saw that one terrace was closed, but after eating, I'm going to see if I can find an exit and show you a bit outside, even though it's obviously really cold. Look, right now it's pretty cloudy, but in the distance you can see that we've left solid ground behind. And well, we're sailing. Now look at this delicacy. After 2 hours of sailing, we've arrived in Estonia. This is our 70th country together. My country. I'm going to check, I think it's 84, 85, something like that. Over here we can see the Estonian flag, which is blue, black and white. And well, we're going to get a little taste of this country for obviously 6 hours, a few hours before we go back. We have the next group from Finland, the next group of Venezuelans and Colombians who are coming to do the same tour that we're finishing today. And 5 minutes from the port of Estonia, we've arrived at the historic center of Tallinn, its capital. This is one of the best preserved medieval cities in Europe today. And honestly, it's really beautiful, and I'm surprised by how technological it is and how little people talk about Estonia. I mean, this country not only created apps like Volt, which is a competitor to Uber. Even in many European countries, I actually prefer Volt over Uber. It also created TransferWise, which is one of the most famous e-banking banks. And today, well, it was kind of sold to Belgium, and now it's just called Wise, not TransferWise. Those in Revolut are the best accounts. They're the ones Valerie and I use to travel all over the world, Wise and Revolut. Well, the first one was created here in Estonia. And one of the things that has blown my mind the most is that 91.91% of government services are digital. Opening companies, paying taxes, any kind of paperwork, even voting for the president is done through your phone online. Literally, the only thing you can't do online is get married. Just imagine how advanced this country is and how little it's talked about. Because you might think that Eastern European countries are just okay, maybe the most underdeveloped and all that, but no. In fact, Estonia was the first country in the world to offer residencies for digital nomads. They wanted people to come, set up their companies here with very low taxes, and start offering their services and getting paid from all over the world. I'm fascinated by this journey. Although it's -6 candela, the wind chill makes it feel like -14, and it truly does. In Helsinki, it was -7, but not as cold as it is now. But anyway, here we are walking around a little, grabbing a coffee, walking a bit more, warming up and so on while we make the most of this full day in Tallinn. Wow, this city is so beautiful, and we had read that in January, the December decorations are still up. Honestly, I'm fascinated with this visit. It's true that it's really cold and it's hard to stay outside on the streets for so long, but the city is very beautiful. I still feel like it's Christmas. Look at all the lights, all the little trees over there, over here, and these places in the little parks with lots of snow. Well, it's really beautiful. I highly recommend this visit, especially if you're going to Finland. Come on, explain this cuteness to me. Look at the little ducks. I'm genuinely surprised by this country. Look at how psychedelic that building is, well, how modern all the infrastructure is. Outside the walled city, the perfect mix between the medieval and the contemporary is preserved. Wow. After a break for a well-deserved coffee, we came to this viewpoint. Look at this beauty. This place is very popular because you can see the red roofs of all the buildings. But of course, in winter, they're all covered with snow. And I feel like it doesn't lose its charm, but actually becomes even more enchanting, even though it's already getting a bit dark. The city looks spectacular. And just 2 minutes walking from the viewpoint, we arrive at another one where you can see one of the towers and part of the city. I like the first one better, to be honest, but look at the cars, all covered in snow over there, the city, the little houses, luxury buildings. Honestly, we're fascinated with Estonia. My friends, we're back in northern Finland at Northern Lights Ranch with the second guided group. We were planning to end this video with our tour of Estonia that we showed you, but we decided to extend it. First, because the forecast for seeing the northern lights has increased. So we don't want to cut short the excitement of showing you what this phenomenon looks like, even though I know we've already done it in several videos. But it would also be really nice to record it. Well, the excitement of the Venezuelan and Colombian travelers, even a Cuban, we have in this group who came from the Bahamas to join us on this journey through Finland. Honestly, we've had wonderful days. The weather was much better during the first days in Helsinki, which we didn't document for you because we visited the same places. The water was much more frozen when we got in. It felt like a slushy. I'm sharing these little videos I made yesterday and today since we arrived in Kittilä in the north of Finland to check in again at this amazing hotel. So just keep watching because I have so much faith that we're going to have some amazing days. And well, to finish sharing with you the gift that nature is preparing for us in the coming days. Aurora, you can see them. Wow. How beautiful. Finally, thank you, God. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you. Thank you. Travelers, you can't imagine what we're seeing. The auroras at their fullest splendor. Never in my life have I seen them like this. Thank you.
Thank you.
How's it going?
Thank you, thank you.
First night with Auroras, thank you.
Wow, 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 what first day in northern Finland! With the second group, we've had my crazy ones. I mean, I can't even find the words. I'm feeling excited, a little sad because the first group couldn't see this, but at the same time grateful, very, very grateful to nature. Because in the end, it's unpredictable. And if it were guaranteed, wouldn't the appeal of coming to see the northern lights be lost? It's like going on a safari in Africa and having all the lions right there in front waiting for you. We've gone several times and haven't found the animals. But that's what it's about. The uncertainty, the unpredictability of taking these kinds of trips, and the magic that nature gives us. We haven't been able to do as many time lapses to later turn them into a video because we've been taking pictures of people. We're at minus 11 degrees right now, and well, after a little while taking pictures, we got super frozen. Behind us are the two vans, which are a key part of traveling. Since we have our own vans, we leave whenever we want. I drive one and Valerie drives the other. And honestly, it's been incredible. Today we arrived at the hotel, saw the Auroras, and then the report said that the KP was going to increase, which is like the intensity index, to put it simply. At 8 p.m. and at 7:40, we all went out, got organized, and arrived at a super dark place. Literally. The only light was from the cars, but if we turned them off, there was no light at all, and we started to see those auroras. The energy and vibe of this group have been amazing, and everyone has been great. The excitement, the shock, someone even jumped off the boat. Literally, a Colombian brother proposed to his future wife, his girlfriend. How beautiful, right? Seriously, look at this, look at this.
I want to commit and care for her.
Yes, yes, yes.
No, 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 no.
How incredible, really. Wow, wow. Thank you, life. Thank you. We're crazy about the opportunities they give us to take you and guide you to these places. You guys are also crazy for trusting us to do these tours, and we really appreciate so much that you have such a great time. We're also living a dream while we do these guided trips. And well, keep watching because there's still a little bit of video left. And if you, who's watching this video, want to come on your own, down here, I'm going to leave you all the places you can visit. I'm more than happy to share this information with you. Obviously, the guided trip isn't something I'm keeping secret. Not at all. No, 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 you can do it. The snowmobiles with Zafartika, renting from Eurocar, and the stay with Northern Lights. Besides all the stops we've made throughout the video, they're the same ones you do on the guided trip. You can come, it's beautiful. We're about to go back to the hotel. We still have a couple of activities left. A little bonfire with the group and then get some rest because tomorrow there are more activities coming. And of course, if the auroras become active again, we'll stop again. If we have to go out, we'll go out again and see this spectacular natural phenomenon. All right.
Let's go.
I can't believe we arrived at 10:45. It's 12:20 and I'm getting in the car almost an hour and a half later with minus 18 degrees outside. But the adrenaline was so much, I mean it still is, that it kept us from freezing. I mean obviously I can't feel my fingers or my feet. One last howl. Thank you, we love you.
Thank you. Truly and from the bottom of my heart, may you continue to grow as people because you are excellent human beings. You have a warmth as a human being. Valerie, it's impressive, and Manuel's patience is remarkable.
Laura, yes.
They really are a beautiful complement to each other. And I want you to keep growing as a couple, as entrepreneurs.
As partners.
From now on, you're not just a startup. Locos de Viaje company, what's next?
A little howl. Good morning. It's dawn at Northern Lights Ranch. We're already heading out to Santa's village, but I want to show you how beautiful this place looks with the blue sky. Look at the rooms. Look at all the snow-covered pine trees. And well, over there are the vans waiting for us at 9 in the morning. It's still a bit dark, honestly. The sun rises around 10:30 during this season, and that's when it's brightest. But the best part is that the sky is clear, and that's something to really appreciate. Travelers, with the second group, we are repeating the snowmobile activity, of course, but this time the group got up a little earlier than the previous group and we were able to make the most of the time. Here in Finland, they're really strict and the activity was from 10 to 1 in the afternoon. They suggest arriving 30 to 45 minutes early to prepare. Since putting on all these suits, the boots, the socks, warmers, helmet, and well, this whole jumpsuit as they call it, but it's really a full suit. It takes time. So if you go past 10, that time is lost from the fun, from the snowmobiles. And the cool thing is that on this 3-hour tour, there's a stop in the middle of nowhere on a frozen lake where there's a cafe for snowmobiles. You say, but if I don't have a snowmobile, can't I go to the cafe? Well, if you came walking, I don't know from where because we're literally in the middle of nowhere. And there's no other type of vehicle that can get here. So yes, it's a cafe for snowmobiles. Look at the number of snowmobiles here from various companies, but of course we recommend Safartica and we're about to go in and check it out. After a few minutes we recovered and the camera defogged. And look, how nice. Here they sell hot chocolate, coffee, and it's a really cozy little cabin. Here we have a little fireplace to warm up a bit. To help us acclimate. Especially those who ride as passengers. They're the ones who get the coldest because the riders have heated grips, meaning the motorcycle handles are warm, so the cold doesn't hit them as much. Also, the motorcycle has a little windshield, so if you crouch down a bit, you can control the temperature a little too. Very cool. I like the stop. What about you, little girl?
I enjoyed the warm, delicious hot chocolate.
It could be creamier, but it doesn't matter. We're here in Finland and we appreciate it. The price is not very cheap, 3.5. Well, in Finland, you do appreciate it exactly. And if you're watching this video and you say, oh no, I make better hot chocolate, but not in Finland, right? Yes.
You need to add something to the recipes just a bit, so yes.
Yes.
So they make it pro.
The hot chocolate we make in Colombia and Venezuela uses real cacao. That's how it's done.
It's very creamy and delicious.
Yeah, it's just chocolate powder mixed with hot water. But damn, look at this. Look at this. In the middle of nowhere, we can't ask for more. In the middle of nowhere. Parcera, how's it going?
Excellent. Highly recommended.
Look.
Honestly, we had a wonderful time.
This is a crazy traveler who booked the ski slope, not just for herself. No, that's not true. Not just for herself. Levi has the northernmost ski slope in Europe. And one thing that's special is that usually ski slopes close at 5 or 6 in the evening depending on sunset, but here it's lit up so it closes much later. She comes from New Jersey, right?
Yes, Colombian living in New Jersey. Let's see how Levi skis.
Look at our guide who is Spanish from the snowmobiles. He has been coming here to Finland for 3 years during the winter seasons to work. And he told me that he had only seen the auroras, like we saw them yesterday, twice in his life, once in Iceland and once here in Finland.
And it's because there was a solar storm. A good day for auroras was forecasted. Well, a good night for auroras, but it was 10 times more.
And the craziest thing is that they were red because they're usually green. Often, I mean, you can see a pinkish color underneath the green, which we've already noticed, even a magenta, a little purple, but red. My friends, it's been a couple of days since we finished that last trip through Finland and Estonia with the second guided group, and I'm going to end this video here. In all the stories and reels we've shared with you on Instagram, you've asked us, when is the next one? When is the next one? And honestly, we don't know. We don't know if we'll do more or fewer trips. We don't know the dates, and you can probably imagine what that means. But if you're one of those travel crazy people who wants to join a group, one of our adventures, I'll leave a link down in the description for you to fill out. There. I'm basically going to ask you if you'd like to travel alone or if you're coming with your partner, your best friend, or your whole family. Like in this case, there was a family with kids, another family with older children, couples and women traveling alone, which is what we see most often on our trips. I imagine it's because they're afraid to travel on their own or because they want to meet people, make friends, form a group, and honestly, it's been incredible. So, well, it's a very, very short questionnaire. It'll take you a minute and a half, and that way we'll know to contact you first when we launch new trips. For example, the Finland trip was fully booked just 5 hours after we posted it. And if, unfortunately, you weren't on Instagram during those 5 hours, then the spots were gone. So fill out the form I'm leaving down here and that's it.